He's a genius. He can do special things with the football.
Ball still in there. Pulisic! Hat-trick!
This one drops in! And forget away!
Golazo! Golazo! Golazo!
And welcome back to the Soccer Show on SleepyHollowRadio.com. I am Kevin Aguirre, joined by Aidan Baller. And for those of you who are new to this show, we discuss soccer around the world, specifically Europe's top 5 leagues, the MLS, and the U.S. men's national team. Now we have begun to do interviews, and today we are joined by a very special guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with a former ACC championship winner with Wake Forest, former MLS player with Columbus Crew and Inter Miami. Please welcome Luis Argudo. Luis, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
We're good. All right, let's start right away with this interview. So, first question we have is, when Americans hear about sports, they mention American football, basketball, MLS, but what about futsal? We know you played futsal with New York, Ecuador in the NYC Futsal League. What is futsal and how did it impact your playing skills?
Futsal is a very dynamic kind of game. I would say it's like indoor, but there's a lot more movement going on. There's a lot of plays that you need to remember in order to get yourself in the right position, to get your teammates in the right position. And it's just something that it's helped me a lot throughout my career. I played it growing up with NY Ecuador, and it's helped me get better on the ball. It's something that I take pride in my game is how technical I am. I would like to think that I'm very good on the ball going forward, and someone who's good at possessing the ball. And futsal helped a lot. In futsal you have the ball to your feet, and your decision making has to be very fast. And for myself as a midfielder / winger, it's something that I use a lot on the field. You get the ball and you have to think two plays ahead of where the ball should be, and futsal's helped a lot with that because of the movements that you need to be making in order for, like I said, to create space for yourself and for your teammates more importantly. And that's about it. Futsal's been a big part of my development when I was young, and to this day I still play it with New York Ecuador when I have a chance to go train or if I have a chance to train some little kids. I'll try to do the best I can with what I remember from my early days. But I think New York Ecuador has a very good program and a very good soccer futsal school going on, so they're really good at that.
Awesome. So now transport us to the time when you were drafted by Columbus Crew in 2018 and accomplished your dream by signing a professional contract. How did that feel? What emotions did you have?
Yeah, it was a great feeling for myself and my family. You start playing soccer from a very young age, and like any other soccer player, your dream is to become a professional and make that your job. You get paid to kick a ball. It's obviously not that simple, but it was a great feeling, and knowing that I was going to a team like Columbus that I knew had a coach who gave young guys opportunities, and luckily for me, he played me a lot. I got my debut the very first game of the season in 2018 against Toronto, and we ended up winning, and then it kind of just went from there. I got my first start, I think a couple games after that. I was playing really well, and and then the level, I think Wake Forest helped a lot. Wake Forest, I have nothing but good things to say about the program and the school and how much they helped me progress in what I would say are crucial years for a guy trying to make it professionally. And I would say that the only thing maybe the physicality and the speed of play, but like I said, Wake was, in my opinion, is still the best team in the country and will always be, just because I guess I went there, but the speed of play, but you get used to it. You start playing, you get a good amount of games in, and then you start picking up the speed of play and the physicality, and then you obviously have your teammates there to support you and help you. So it was a big jump, but it was a good jump, and I had a good team in Wake Forest that prepared me very well for it.
Yeah, so going back to that, so you've already talked about how you went from Wake Forest to Columbus. That leap to the professional level is definitely a large step. What aspects of your game were you forced to change compared to the collegiate level? Obviously, it's a lot faster.
Right. I mean, one big thing that I guess I got away with a lot was in college. I kind of barely check my shoulders, which is a crucial thing. I guess I'm quick enough where if I'm in a sticky situation, I can get out of it. But that was one thing that a lot of my coaches helped me with my rookie year and my second year. Just checking your shoulders to see where the opponent's coming from, and it's something that I've been doing a lot lately. And I guess that's it. Maybe sometimes you don't want to mess up and you want to pass the ball backwards because you don't want to lose the ball, and then that might spiral into you losing the ball again, and then your confidence is hit. But a thing that they're always harping on is just be confident in your game and take the game forward. No one wants to play with someone who keeps passing the ball back. So I've been really good at driving forward and keeping the play going forward, and that was one thing that helped a lot jumping from college to the pros. That's about it, really.
Yeah, so going back to Wake Forest, so athletes normally dream about winning championships. You, however, converted a penalty to help Wake Forest win the 2017 ACC title. It is extremely difficult to stay composed when taking a penalty with such pressure. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I was definitely nervous. I'm not really... I would like to think I'm a very composed player in PKs, but the truth is I'm really not. And when I was at Wake, we trained PKs a lot, especially during the postseason and for any tournament, because at any game, if it ended 0-0 after overtime, you go to PK. So we trained them a lot, and I had success in training. You miss some, you score some, but one of the assistant coaches came up to me and asked me if I wanted to take one, and me being a senior, I was going to say yes regardless. Regardless of the outcome, obviously, thank God I made it because it got me the second ACC championship in 2 years. But I was nervous, but I knew I had to score because I think our first two PK takers missed there, so we were in a hole, and I knew I had to make it to try to give our team a little bit of confidence, and luckily it went in, and then the rest is history. We won back-to-back ACC championships, which hasn't been done in a really long time, and it was something that will be in history forever, and something that I take pride in being a part of.
So obviously after you had a great career at Wake Forest, before being drafted, you had the opportunity to participate in the MLS Combine. How did you see the opportunity to truly show the MLS clubs your talent?
Yeah, it was a big opportunity. They select, I think it's 60 of the best players. You just gotta wait and see if your name gets called, and I was added to it pretty late, but nevertheless, I was excited to go and showcase myself and stack yourself up against the other best players in the college scene and see what you're made of. And I thought I did decent. I was playing out of position, but I just wanted to play it like I still do. For me, the most important thing is growing as a soccer player and becoming better every day. And that was an opportunity for me to get better and showcase my skills. And I did, not as much as I wanted to, but it is what it is, and that's it was still a good feeling to get added there and to see some of the guys that I played in college with. I had a lot of friends that were in that combine with me, and we just stuck together and had a good time.
All right, another question we have is, how is your triple citizenship with Colombia, Ecuador, and the United States help shape you as a player and a person?
I guess I get a lot of the soccer from my Spanish background. My mom being Colombian and my dad Ecuadorian. Soccer is like the number one sport there. You guys said it here. You have football and you have basketball and you have baseball. So soccer's not really that big here. Luckily, I was able to just get a hold of a soccer ball when I was super young and play with my cousins who are Colombian, Ecuadorian, and then it just went from there. I just stuck with it and it never left me, and I don't think it will ever leave me, even past retirement. I'm always going to be tuned into every soccer game I could watch. And as a person, I come from a family that are very hard workers, and that translates to the field. I think my biggest trait is how hard I work. Talent can take you so far, but your effort is the number one thing. And if you're not giving 100% effort, then there's going to be someone waiting for you to slip up a bit, and they're going to be working twice as hard as you are. So that's my motivation every day. My parents coming from a different place and installing that in me, and just to work hard for everything that I want.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can relate to you. I mean, my whole family's from Ecuador, and they came here, and yeah, growing up to play and watch soccer, I mean, it's all beautiful. And like, coming from hardworking parents, you just want to work hard, just like you said. So we really appreciate you saying that. Next question. Turning a passion into a career is pretty special. What is the best part about competing and being a professional athlete?
I think the best part is realizing that like you made your dream come true. Becoming a pro is fun and all, but it's a lot of work, and you're gonna go through a lot of ups and downs. Maybe more downs than ups, maybe more ups than downs, but the most important thing is to keep your head up. I've been going through as much as other players go through. It's a difficult time for everyone with the virus and everything, but competing in a high level, showing that you can compete with these guys. Some guys that are getting paid millions, and these historic clubs like Seattle and Galaxy, and for me, I'm a kid from Queens, New York, and who would have thought, and me competing against some of these teams, and I'm always going to be confident in myself, and doing really well against these teams, it helps your confidence. And then it's cool, you play against some of these players that you've been watching. My rookie year I played against Zlatan, and I started against Galaxy, and I shook his hand, and I was like, what am I doing here? You don't really think any of this is going to happen. And then you play against like Carlos Vela, who's unreal, and then you play against all these other like world-class players, and you stack up well against their teams. I'm not one to say I didn't play well or anything, because I worked really hard to get where I'm at, and it's a great feeling, especially not just for me but for my family. I don't do it for myself. I do it for the name on my back and the crest on my heart, and I try to give it 110% every chance I can.
Zlatan and Carlos Vela could both be pretty intimidating. Talking about game day.
Sure.
Game day is always a big day, especially you playing in a professional. Can you describe the range of emotions you experience on game day and kind of what that's like?
In the beginning, I would get nervous. My rookie year, like I said, you don't really want to mess up, because especially as a rookie, you have all these older players, and kid you not, like everyone's fighting for playing time. As much as it is amazing to be a professional, you're going up against grown men that have been doing this forever, and you're taking their playing time. You're basically taking their money, right? And obviously you're a family. Like everyone always wants everyone to do well, but if you mess up, coach is going to be like, listen, you're not getting the job done. We're going to give the chance to someone else. So at the beginning, I was a bit nervous, especially as a rookie. But then, like seeing how I play against these players and watching my performances, like, get better and better every game, every practice, seeing my skill set getting better. And that just gives me, just gave me confidence. And the nervousness just kind of went down. I haven't really gotten nervous at all to play. For me, I just want to play. Some days they're gonna be good days, some days are gonna be bad days, but that just comes with the profession. There's only I can only think of 2 players who are perfect every game, and that's Ronaldo and Messi. And they're just different class. But you take the highs and you take the lows, and then that's it. But I think the nervousness has calmed down a lot. I played in some really big stadiums with really, 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 really great fans from Columbus and Miami to all these other teams we play, and you don't really hear them. In the beginning you hear them, blah, 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 but as soon as the whistle goes and you're in game mode, I don't know what it is about it, but I don't see any of that. I just see 11 players against 11 players and a ball and just trying to win, and that's all it is.
So that's really interesting that you kind of talked about how you kind of just have blocked out the fans. So kind of when the MLS restart happened, what was that experience like playing without fans?
It was definitely weird, because every team feeds off the fans. They're the 12th men, and you want that atmosphere. You can still hear them, but you're still concentrating the game no matter what. But when you score a goal, you want to hear the crowd like erupt, and to not have the crowd, it was kind of weird. It felt different for sure, but under the circumstances, we just wanted everyone to be safe, players and fans, but yeah, it was a weird situation. It wasn't one that you would think would happen, but it is what it is, and it happened. But hopefully soon that we'll be able to get some fans in.
Yeah, I agree. So we already talked about, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Carlos Vela, Messi, Ronaldo. We want to know, who have you idolized as a kid when watching soccer?
I would probably say Xavi from Barca or Iniesta, really. I would like to think I'm more of an 8/winger, and Iniesta was someone that played both positions. With Barca and on the national team. And I don't know, just something about the thing is, like, these guys their skill set is obviously unreal, but the thing that always intrigued me more was their like the way they saw the game. It's not always just pass, but just thinking forward, thinking ahead of the plays and the things that Iniesta was able to do, like his movement without the ball to set him up to be able to get the ball in the perfect spot, is something that I was just always attracted to. And then obviously you get the skill of him and the things he did is just unreal. But for me, Iniesta was unreal. And I got the chance to play against him my second year in Columbus, and he was pretty old, obviously, but you could see the skill was still there. People would blast the ball at him, and he would one touch just lay it off perfectly. And I'm thinking here, like, if someone does that to me, my touch is going 100 feet in the air. Like, this is unreal. And seeing that, seeing him and Vija and Podolski on the same field, and these are 3 World Cup winners, and they're just phenomenal in everything they do. They don't skip a beat, and it was he's the man.
But yeah, that's amazing getting to play against your idol. That's pretty cool. So soccer is a team sport. Like you said, it takes all 11 players, and they have to play in synchrony to have success. What is your favorite aspect of the team sport of soccer, and what comes with that?
I think just like, the common goal, which is to win. I don't think any team likes to lose, no matter what level you're in. It could be an academy team, a club team, high school, college. It doesn't matter. Everyone wants to win. And I think everyone's desire to win and them giving 110%. Some people will come out with cuts and nosebleeds and everything, but they give it all, and that makes you want to give it all. They're your family, and I really mean that. When I was in Columbus, we are a very, very tight team. I hung out with the guys off the field all the time, so it made it even better to go into war with them every weekend. And then when you win, it just feels 10 times better because you did it with your brothers. And then when you lose, it feels worse because you would have wanted to do more for your brothers. Some that might not be there, some that might be hurt. So it's just the whole family aspect of trying to win as one is what for me is the best feeling.
That's great. And one of the big keys you described as like an essential part of your game in front of all soccer players was confidence. And confidence is normally seen as a mental state, and athletes each come with a unique confidence and swagger. How do you pride yourself?
I mean, a lot of my close friends know, and my teammates know that I'm not one to shy away from anything. I'm one that's there. I speak my mind. Sometimes when I shouldn't, for sure. I've been caught in some bad things. Instead of just listening, but I'm just someone that always has an opinion, and I'm entitled to it, and I think everyone should be like that. I think everyone should listen, for sure. I'm definitely someone that's working on it and all that, but I'm confident in myself and what I do, and if I think that I guess I deserve something more, then I'm going to say something. I'm not going to say it rudely or anything, but I think confidence is key. You see some of the big players who are lacking some confidence, and then it just kind of keeps going down and down until something happens for them. But you have to be confident in yourself, because if you're not confident in yourself, then who's going to be? If you're not playing as much, go into practice every day with your head held high and give it 110%, and that's what I always do, no matter what. Like I said before, my number one thing every day is to get better at soccer. And if I feel like I'm doing it, then fine. If I feel like I'm not, I'm going to say something. And I think everyone should have a mentality where they're not beneath anyone. You're your own person, and confidence is very, very key into trying to make it into the next level. And I think that's something that goes hand in hand with working hard. You can't be confident in yourself and not be able to work hard, because that just doesn't work together. You have to put the time in, and every day you have to go in with you're going to get better no matter what, and then that's when your confidence gets better. When you see that you're getting better every day, your confidence is with you, and then it'll all go from there.
Yeah, exactly. And moving on to this next topic, we sort of touched upon it earlier on the interview. So it can be difficult to calm nerves when you're playing at the highest level. What do you do to calm your butterflies while you compete?
I kind of just try to, before games, I kind of try to visualize like the match, and depending on the position I'm playing, I try to visualize myself, doing well. You don't ever want to think of yourself like kind of messing up, and so I'll do that. I'll visualize, some good passes, keeping the ball, tracking back, defending. Then sometimes I'll go into like watching like some of these players like Iniesta, or just watching some of their highlights, because at the end of the day they're like superheroes to us, and I love watching those highlights. And then I'll just like I'll say a little prayer, and just pray that everything goes well. Both teams leave the field at the end of the game without any injuries, and I say I pray that my first touch of the game, no matter where it is, the first touch is a good one, and then that's going to lead into a good second touch, a third good touch, a good first pass, a second good pass, and blah 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 like that, and then that's really what it comes down to. I don't get that nervous anymore. I would like to think I don't, at least. I wouldn't know. I guess we'll see, but that's about it for now.
That's good. So as a professional athlete, you're gifted with a large platform. How does being an athlete and using this platform inspire you to do good?
Yeah, you see all the things that are happening around the world, and it's upsetting. It's not just for athletes, it's just for everyone. With the virus and all the the Black Lives Matter movement, and someone like me who I guess has a platform. I want to speak my mind, like I said, and I think it's important for everyone. You don't have to be a professional at all. Just speak your mind and inspire people. I try to do as much as I can when I come back to my city. I try to round up a bunch of cleats and give it away. I'll send some to Ecuador. I'll send some to Colombia for the kids that aren't as privileged as I am, and do some camps where I can help some kids. But I don't know. It's a weird time now, and everyone is under under a microscope. But like I said, everyone should always have their opinions, and should always try to help people. I don't ever see why people should want to harm someone else or anything like that. And I think, I hope that us soccer players bring people hope or joy when we play. Some people don't really do much, and then watch us play, and then they're happy. That's what I used to be when I was in college or a high school kid. You come back from school and you're drained, but then you watch a Champions League game and you're like fired up all of a sudden, and it gets you happy. And I hope that we do that for the fans, for the people, and then stuff off the field. I hope that I can continue to inspire some kids. Kids that don't think they're gonna go pro or whatever. Just work hard. And if I could do it, and it's as cliche as it sounds, if I could do it, anyone can do it, because I come from a big city, but there's not a lot of kids from Queens that are able to make it to the pros. So I take a lot of pride in that, and something that I always rep. I always rep New York wherever I go, and I hope to see more kids from not just from Queens, but from everywhere in New York, in Connecticut, and in the States go pro, so we can continue to grow the sport in this country.
Yeah, for sure. We have one last question, and it is, what's your favorite song to lead out?
My favorite song? I don't know. I would probably say, I couldn't tell you. There's a lot of, I listen to a lot of rock music before games. That kind of helps me calm down. So maybe a song by like Foo Fighters or like Red Hot Chili Peppers, something like that, I would choose. But then again, not everyone listens to rock, so I'm I have two songs actually, and I did it in college a lot. It's a way tradition to listen to Mountain High Enough.
Yeah.
And we do that before every game, and we sing it as a team. Everyone sings it, and you just see the passion, and you just sing it with your family. And then right before we go out, we listen to Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill, and that's when we know it's about to go down. It's you're playing you're playing a Stanford or something, and you play these two songs, and you're just like ready. When we went to the College Cup, we did the exact same thing, and we were like, all right, we're ready for this. And then you just go to war with your brothers.
Dreams and Nightmares will definitely get you fired up.
Yep.
For sure.
Well, that wraps up this interview. Luis, it has been a pleasure to interview you, and thanks again for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with us.
Of course, guys. Thank you for having me.
We wish you all the best of luck in your upcoming season, and we'll be following your season as it progresses. Once again, Luis Argudo.
And welcome back to the Soccer Show on SleepyHollowRadio.com. I'm Kevin Aguirre, joined by Aidan Baller. We just want to thank Luis Argudo once again for giving his time and joining us on our show today. So with that being said, let's move on into the Premier League.
Yes, big first game of the weekend was on Friday. It was Wolves against Leeds. Wolves got a 1-0 victory on a Elon Meslier own goal from an Adam Traore shot.
Yeah, that shot was very powerful. I mean, you could tell it was going, like, it was on target, but I mean, it was just unlucky, unfortunate.
Definitely unlucky.
And yeah, but Meslier did make history by becoming the youngest ever goalkeeper to score an own goal in the Premier League at just 20 years of age.
It's crazy. He's playing. I mean, he's a very capable goalkeeper. Yeah. Doesn't take away from that. It's an unfortunate goal.
He's proved it, yeah. And VAR canceled a Patrick Lampard goal, so it's unfortunate for their side. A strong performance by a struggling Wolves side. Leeds, I mean, did not deserve a loss based on the amount of opportunities they had.
Leeds has been playing extremely well lately, and this game did not reflect that at all.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about, like, for the past several shows, like, it's the inconsistency that they have. It's not, it's given them like wins and losses. I mean, it is what it is. But Rui Patricio, on the other hand, had a phenomenal game with 7 saves. I mean,
the Wolves back line and like Rui Patricio, they play very well. They play very tight, and that's kind of how they like to play. And Leeds kind of struggled to counterattack and break through. It's
two great teams. I mean, like, two great mid-table teams who just go at it. I mean, you can only expect the best from them. But we're moving on to Chelsea against Southampton. Aidan, you want to take this?
Yeah, so Takumi Minamino from Liverpool scored, on loan from Liverpool, scored the first goal in the 33rd, and then Mason Mount followed that up to tie it in the 54th minute on a penalty shot. That back line, the Minamino goal was terrible communication between Zuma and Rudiger. Just kind of left that pull back line open for Minamino to just get an easy goal.
Yeah, no, it's a major gap. I mean, it was not difficult at all for Minamino to get in between those two defenders. But I mean, as a Liverpool fan, it's great seeing Minamino like scoring and gaining back his confidence. You know, with Liverpool, he wasn't able to do as much, but to be on loan with a team like Southampton, you know, just develop more playing, which is to get more playing time, get more goals. It's really good for his confidence. He's
getting a lot better, and that was like a great goal for that. Absolutely. And then credit to Southampton, they hadn't gotten a single point in all of 2021, and Vestergaard and Bertrand, their back line was amazing that game. Mason Mount and N'Golo Kante both played brilliantly in the midfield. Mason Mount was playing as like a false 9, as he was playing between the center backs and the center defensive mids, and it made it very difficult for Southampton, and he drew that penalty to set up his own goal.
Yeah, and then we see Callum Hudson-Odoi, who gets subbed off in the 45th minute. He gets subbed on, in the 45th minute, and then subbed off in the 76th minute. I mean, this is a rare double substitution. Shows Tuchel has high expectations, but a knock in confidence for Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I mean, I didn't really see it as... I think the media definitely overhyped what it was and made it a much bigger deal than it was. In the press conference following that game, Tuchel addressed that whole situation in front of the team, and that it wasn't personal. He felt he can make the best impact, and he said Callum Hudson-Odoi was back in training, back with confidence, and obviously had a good game against Atletico Madrid, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, no, that's smart from Tuchel. I mean, why make it such a big deal? That's just gonna make things worse. You know, just might as well just move on, just forget about it, and move on to the next game. We have Burnley against West Brom. This ended in a 0-0 draw. Semi Ajayi from West Brom received a red card in the 30th minute. So for the remainder of that game, West Brom were playing with 10 men. Despite this, Burnley struggled to create chances and take advantage. I mean, 4 games unbeaten for Burnley. New signing Mbaye Diagne and Mateus Pereira both had great opportunities for West Brom to seal the points, but failed to execute.
This is a disappointing game from Burnley. This should have been 3 points.
This was like a game where we knew West Brom had been struggling this whole season. You know, they're real candidates to go down, but like Burnley, like a team who beat Liverpool, who like have had some games in the really good games in the past. They just couldn't just like handle West Brom. I mean, West Brom looked like the better side in this game. I mean, they had three big chances in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half with 10 men, they almost scored three solid chances.
And it wasn't like, oh, it's a big chance. It's like literally, it's you have to score this or else I don't know what's going on with West Brom's attack. But yeah, like even like James Tarkowski from Burnley made a terrific goal line clearance with his head. I mean, that's how.
Yeah, Nick Pope got bailed out. That should have been a goal. It was. They had to take the VAR and showed how close it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just crazy how like Burnley were able to manage to get a point out of this match. It's crazy.
And now they're still 11 points from safety, so a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we've got Liverpool against Everton. I think the biggest upset in this match week. I mean, but I mean it's a well-deserved victory for Everton. I mean, Richarlison scored in the 3rd minute and Gylfi Sigurdsson in the 83rd with the penalty. Richarlison, exposed and open Henderson backline for an easy finish from James Rodriguez. I mean, a great assist from Rodriguez. Not the greatest start from Kabak at Liverpool, I'll be honest with you. You know, we use this winter transfer market to sign defenders because of our injury list. Like, we cannot risk our players getting injured and just having them out for so much. But bringing in Kabak, Ben Davies is yet to start for the club, so I'm a little bit concerned with that. But Kabak, it's not he's gonna do bits. He hasn't done it. He
hasn't adjusted, now he has to command that back line after they just announced today that Jordan Henderson's going to be out for 12 weeks.
That's just
which is not only a concern for Liverpool but also the English national team.
Absolutely. Could we even see him in the Euro 2021? I mean, this is really bad news for Liverpool. But yeah, the injury list just keeps going and going. I mean, what else can you do? Dominic Calvert-Lewin draws a pen from a Trent Alexander-Arnold foul. This is a debatable pen call, but in the end, it really doesn't matter if the ref picks, it's a penalty or it's not, because Liverpool just played bad.
Liverpool didn't deserve the win, and
it was no, they couldn't find the back of the net. Everton were the stronger side.
And I'm kind of with you there. I don't think it should have been a penalty. I thought it was a clean challenge, but I mean it ended up it was a non-factor. Liverpool didn't deserve anything from that game. Their offense was absolutely it's a standstill. They have nothing. And what's kind of interesting is they signed Thiago, and he hasn't made an impact. He just doesn't fit that system.
It's crazy. I mean, how many people already call him a flop. I mean, it's statistically wise, he's not done anything. Because no goals, no assists, and with Liverpool yet. But the thing is, when you bring in he's a talented player. Let's not forget he knows his way around the ball. But I mean, I think it's just gonna take some more time, because I mean, Thiago never played in the Premier League before, and he had experience with Barcelona in La Liga, with Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, and now I think just give him a little bit more time. He hasn't gone to the point where he can't pass anymore, he can't dribble, he can't tackle. He still can. The problem is it's the team in general. It's the team, and with that lack of chemistry that they've been suffering through this whole season so far, it's played a big impact in Thiago's game. But yeah, just give him more time. Let's see if this Liverpool team can recover, then I assure you Thiago will get the assists, some goals, and it'll all be good for Liverpool. We'll just have to wait and see when this Liverpool team can get back to where they used to be. But in the end, this is history for Everton. They get their first win at Anfield since 1999. Yeah, the Anfield Fortress has fallen four consecutive home losses in a row. This is this is a joke now. I mean, they cannot Liverpool's home stadium, Anfield, was looked at as, okay, you cannot win this match in this stadium. You just can't. But now it's to the point where okay, any team it comes to the point where now Liverpool are more likely to win at an away game than at home. That's just I consider it like sort of embarrassing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not like what you expect from teams, like in general, any team. A home, like playing in your home stadium is like a pure advantage. But no, apparently for Liverpool it's not anymore. But yeah, rough for Liverpool. Offense struggled to create, and yeah, the our front three is just dead right now. To be honest with you.
Yeah, Mane and Salah haven't really made an impact, and we'll talk about the Champions League game earlier, but it's not like they've been, later, it's not like they've been, like, creating. I mean, the chances they've had aren't very good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
They're not really linking up well. It's frustrating.
yeah, no, and I agree with you. And then, of course, I mean, there are some, like, clips you'll see of Salah diving, and that's unfortunate. Obviously, it makes Liverpool look really bad, as a joke, but I mean, we need to like sort things out, because Jota, like we've seen Jota in the beginning of the season, he scored like quite a few goals, but now he's injured, so we don't have anyone available in the strike, like for the front three attack. We have Origi, but he has proven that he cannot do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry to him, but like
it's
he can't. But
positives for Liverpool though. Van Dijk and Joe Gomez were finally seen training.
Yeah, that's good news. We definitely need them in the back line. I mean, considering like the amount of defenders we don't have anymore, I mean, we need them. If it's not Gomez, then we might as well take Matip again. But it's wonderful to see them back in training.
Just getting anyone back is positive.
West Ham, they defeated Tottenham 2-1. Another shocker in this match week. Sorry. Mikel Antonio scored in the 5th minute, Jesse Lingard in the 47th, and Lucas Moura in the 64th minute.
And West Ham last year, people thought that they would be the team to surprise everyone, and instead they finished 15th. On their manager, David Moyes, received a ton of criticism. People wanted him sacked, and now they sit top 4.
That's crazy. I think David Moyes and West Ham deserve some credit. They deserve praise. I mean, this team, like normally when you see them in the Premier League, they're just fighting for relegation like over the past few years, but like now it's like, okay, they're in the Champions League spot. Can they hold on to this, and can they make European competition? I mean, that I will be so hyped for that if that happens.
That'd be a great result for them. And it was like for disappointing for Mourinho. Obviously, they now sit 9th in the table, and they just Kane and Heung-min Son. They had their opportunities. They just struggled.
They're not even in the Europa League like spot, like 5th place or 6th. But that's crazy. I mean, we could even see the only way right now for them to make it to the Champions League is just to win the Europa League this year. Just continue, but I don't see that happening, considering like all the competition that there is in the Europa League.
And their current form has not been great. Absolutely.
And we're gonna go to Manchester City against Arsenal. This ended in a 1-0 win to City from a goal from Raheem Sterling in the 2nd minute. I mean, Arsenal did not get a single shot on goal as City continued to dominate. This is their 18th straight win in a row. I mean, no question about it. They've won the league.
They've definitely won the league. The real question is now, when will they lose? Because they haven't lost in forever.
This is a big question. I don't see them personally. I don't see them losing in the Premier League anytime soon. Maybe it's probably the Champions League later on. I mean, with Borussia Mönchengladbach, you never know. But I mean, you could get stronger opponents later on, like in the quarterfinal.
Manchester City's Champions League curse, so we'll have to see. The curse,
yep, absolutely.
What happens there?
Yeah, and we're gonna go to Brighton, like another shocker. Brighton against Crystal Palace. This ended in a 2-1 win to Crystal Palace. Jean-Philippe Mateta scored in the 28th minute. Joel Veltman in the 55th, and Christian Benteke in the 95th minute to win it for Crystal Palace. This was a FIFA-like game, we could say.
Definitely.
Let's just read some stats real quick. 74 ball possession to Brighton, 25 total shots, 14 chances created, and now compare that to Crystal Palace. 26% ball possession, 3 total shots, and 5 chances created.
On paper, you're like, how did Brighton not win this game? It's extremely disappointing. This was
crazy. I mean, and considering Crystal Palace, they are known to lose without Wilfried Zaha. This man's like, I don't know where he's gone, but Crystal Palace looked to either tie or lose against Brighton. I mean, Brighton they're a decent team. They're decent.
Both
teams are still like slightly above the relegation zone, but you never know. Either one could be relegated.
It's a huge win for Crystal Palace, though. Big 3 points. And it's kind of funny, like, their first match, it was a similar game, and Brighton dominated again, but only 1 point.
In the 1-1 draw earlier this year, it's the same. It's literally Brighton dominated. Crystal Palace were just lucky. But, I mean, I just loved, like, especially that Christian Benteke volley in the 95th minute. Just love hearing Martin Tyler saying, "Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. How did Brighton,
that happen?
Like, this is crazy. Like, one for the ages for sure." And we're now going around the Europe. I mean,
let's do it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to start with La Liga. Atletico Madrid continue to drop points after a 2-0 loss to Levante. 5 points out of 4 games in February. Their lead has slipped to only 3 points with a game in hand.
Atletico have hit a brick wall. And
this is not good for Atletico fans.
Not good for them. People thought they were running away with the title, and now Real Madrid and Barcelona are creeping up.
I think definitely Real Madrid
especially
look like the winners in this weekend. I mean, Real Madrid win yet again, this time against Real Valladolid on a 4-game win streak, sitting at 52 points, 3 behind Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, Barcelona dropped points again. It's been a rough week for them. This time, they were involved in a 1-1 draw to Cadiz. I mean, Lenglet with the silly challenge in the last minute, I mean, causes them the 3 points. The La Liga title race has gone ugly. I mean,
who wants it? Who's gonna win it? It's like Atletico Madrid are first, 55 points. Real Madrid 52, and Barcelona 47.
This is crazy.
I'd say based on like everyone's kind of like shaky form. I mean, Madrid's a little sturdier than everyone else, but they have tons of injuries.
Yeah.
It's anyone's game.
It is. You just never know. I mean, Madrid have a game against Atalanta.
It's good to see that this league is like there's 3 teams gunning for the title.
I specifically I love this season, the 2020-2021 season, because it's like Real Madrid and Barca are top. But no, this time you have an Atletico Madrid team with Luis Suarez, who transferred from Barcelona. That's like reminds me of like David Villa, who played for Barcelona as well. And to see like you would think, okay, Atletico, because they signed a top-notch striker, they're going to win the league. This happened with Atletico. The same thing happened with Atletico Madrid in 2014.
Yeah.
When Barca sold David Villa. But now it's like, okay, Atletico are like, they're shaky. They look like they're gonna slip away from the title.
But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Another race that has gotten really tight has been the Bundesliga. Wolfsburg get a 3-0 win over Bielefeld. Their defense has been electric. 9-game unbeaten streak and 7 straight clean sheets for Wolfsburg.
I think Wolfsburg they're solid, one of the best teams so far in the Bundesliga, and we could see them possibly in the Champions League next year. I mean,
it'd be exciting to see for them. And game of the week, Frankfurt against Bayern. Frankfurt get a 2-1 victory with an amazing curling goal by Amin Younes. Right into the top corner, no chance for Neuer.
This is a phenomenal run by Eintracht Frankfurt. 5-game win streak, and they've been unbeaten in the Bundesliga in 2021. This proves no Andre Silva, no problem. Their lead goal scorer was not there in that match. Bayern Munich continued to struggle. 1 point in the last 2 games. They only have a 2-point lead in the title race. And I believe Leipzig is right behind them. And is this the year we could see a new winner?
It's definitely the year. I feel like every league is so open. Bayern Munich are just dropping points everywhere. Not good for them. I want to give a shout out for Frankfurt. Filip Kostic had an amazing game. He does not get enough credit for what he does.
I think he is definitely an underrated player. One of the best in the Bundesliga. And, I know Luka Jovic did start for that game, but I think he's played much better than he did at Madrid. Let's say he starts for Madrid, he doesn't do that much, but I think with this game he's provided somewhat more.
And he understands the pace of the Bundesliga very well.
I think if I were Luka Jovic, I'd try to sign on a permanent deal back to Frankfurt. I don't see him going back to Madrid. And
if he wants to play Champions League football, they control their destiny. It's right there for them. They sit 4th. They just got to keep winning.
Yeah, and the fact that you can make so much history with a team like Frankfurt, in terms of European competition, that would be such a beautiful story to be a part of, rather than just join Real Madrid. and like get criticized. This team gets a lot of criticism, and
we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to the Leipzig game when they got a 3-0 win over Hertha Berlin. They sit 2 points behind Bayern Munich. Leipzig just keep cruising.
They keep doing well, and great. Emilio Sabitzer has been playing extremely well.
Sabitzer, absolutely. We're gonna go to Borussia Dortmund against Schalke. This was a 4-0 win to Dortmund. Erling Haaland, Jadon Sancho, stars of the show. Can they make it back to the top 4? They are 6 points off 4th, but it's devastating for Schalke. But
Schalke are done. They're getting relegated. It's unfortunate.
It is
unfortunate for the American Matthew Hoppe, who signed a contract.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be playing German 2 football.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate.
But we had to talk about that goal from Haaland. That was a brilliant scissor kick.
It was the most casual scissor kick goal ever.
I love the fact that he had both his legs up.
It was slow motion too. He just kind of jumped up, kicked it in.
And this could be a Puskas goal contender.
Definitely could be a Puskas goal contender.
Yeah, we're going now to the Serie A, where the Milan derby, Inter against Milan, ended in a 3-0 win to Inter, with Martinez and Romelu Lukaku scoring. They are unstoppable as of late. Lukaku to Martinez back to each other. This is just phenomenal
their
football.
Their front two is that they have such a good connection. They're unstoppable.
It's sad to see Milan flop. They've gone from first for quite a while to now second, and Inter are now the league leaders, only 4 points above their big rivals, which are Milan.
And all Zlatan could kind of do is just kind of clap. He was clapping at one point. He's just in shock, and
it's crazy.
Impressive display.
Although I do hope that Milan remain in the top 4. I do want to see them back in the Champions League.
Definitely.
And to see a team like Inter win the league, just
anyone but Juventus.
Yeah, more competition for this team, for this league, for sure. That would be just really appreciated by everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Atalanta beat Napoli 4-2 and continue their good form, and now in 4th place, which means possible Champions League spot. We know they have their game against Real Madrid coming up, so that's going to be a good fixture. Juventus against Crotone ended in a 3-0 win for the Turin side. Ronaldo scored 2 bullet headers, along with a special someone who we will talk about later on.
Yes, we will.
So, and now in the Ligue 1, the French league, Lille beat Lorient 4-1 and sit top of the table with 3 points above Lyon. PSG lose. That's right. They lost to Monaco 2-0, and PSG is now 4 points off the leaders. This was completely unexpected.
We thought they were good. They figured it out, and now they just beat Barca.
They beat Barca, and now they lost to Monaco, who you could say this is I think Monaco are in the best form that they have been for the past few years now.
Mm-hmm.
But Monaco currently sit 4th in the league, which means Europa League. Will PSG win the league on, and will they make it
it's going to be difficult. They got to get top 2 to get Champions League, and they're not playing like that.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back discussing the Champions League. And we are back on the soccer show on sleepyhollowradio.com. We are now going to discuss the Champions League results, and we're going to start it off with PSG against Barcelona. This is yet another disastrous performance from Barcelona in the Champions League. Mbappe scored a hat-trick, Messi scored with the pen, and Moise Kean scored as well for PSG.
PSG dominated the entire game.
This was no doubt Barcelona were just, their defense especially, were just they were not doing bits. They just don't perform as well as they used to. It's sad to see it, but as well as tensions in Barcelona, between Griezmann and Piqué, you just hear them just shouting out like curse words at each other.
They're not backing each other up. They're just blaming each other, turning on each other, and that's kind of been a summary of what Barcelona has been all year. Just kind of the club in general.
Absolutely.
The board turned on Messi. The manager turned on Koeman turned on Messi at one point.
Yeah. It's crazy, but the good thing is though the good thing about having no fans in the stadium is just being able to listen to all this that's going on. If we were...
That audio would have never been picked up.
Yeah, absolutely. But Kylian Mbappe, a future star for sure. A hat-trick against Barcelona. Only 2 other men were able to score a hat-trick in the Champions League against Barca. That is insane. Last person to do it was Shevchenko back, I believe, in 1999. But like Mbappe's making history yet again.
Credit to Mbappe. He's the future. He's the future. He is. Well, it's his time now.
It's his time, absolutely.
So it'll be exciting to see.
New era of football, yeah.
Obviously, a second leg coming up in March, but we don't expect much from Barca.
Yeah. Liverpool against Leipzig ended in a 2-0 win to Liverpool. Salah and Mane scored. Like, this is the type of Liverpool we want to see. I mean, in the Prem. Unfortunately, if it's not going to happen in the Prem, we might as well just focus on the Champions League. If we are in a situation right now where it's like we are going to slip away from European competition, not even manage to make it into the Europa League, you never know. But if you want to make it into the Champions League, if we want to make it in the Champions League group stage next year, we need to win this Champions League. We like our only focus right now has to be the Champions League. I mean, Premier League, we're done for for this season. I mean,
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Like, obviously they can slip into top 4 just because like teams are dropping.
Yeah,
but they need to put an emphasis on Champions League. Leipzig didn't look very strong in that game.
I meant like if they continue to play
if they continue, definitely.
If they continue to play poorly in the Prem, if it's not gonna if they only want to like play really good in the Champions League, then I'm just saying just try and aim for that title. I mean, that's the only way you will play European competition next year. But we're going to Porto against Juventus. Taremi scored for Porto. Marega as well, and Federico Chiesa for Juve. Juve, like, they were caught sleeping at the beginning of both halves, conceding easy goals against Porto. That's crazy. Juve did struggle and to break Porto, and Pepe, like, he had like that
a strong backline.
Absolutely. And Juventus' midfield was not strong in this game. We could have like figured that out already from a Rodrigo Bentancur error in the first 2 minutes of the match.
It was like a FIFA mistake. He just turned around and fired it back.
Yeah,
to the open goal, and Ronaldo struggled to break through. It was obviously a frustrating night for him.
Yeah, but he is known for second leg comebacks. I mean, in 2019 against Atletico Madrid and in 2016 against Wolfsburg. Yeah, I mean, can Ronaldo do this again? Like,
Juventus is definitely capable of doing it. Obviously, Porto is going to play much more second leg.
Like this next fixture, I mean, it's going to be in Juventus' stadium. This has to be a big advantage. I mean, not like Liverpool, but like it has to be a big advantage for them.
And Juventus have the away goal advantage because they scored 1.
Yeah,
so they score 1 goal, they win 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna talk now about Dortmund against Sevilla. This ended in a 3-2 win to Borussia Dortmund. Dahoud and Haaland scored twice for Dortmund, and Suso and De Jong for Sevilla. Dortmund dominated that first half with 3 goals, and Dahoud scored a stunner. I mean, that was a beautiful goal, the way he just dribbled and just made it in the top right corner. Royce got an assist. You love to see it. I mean, he's getting back to his old form, which is good. And Haaland just can't stop scoring.
He's the best. Like him and Mbappe for the future. Haaland, he couldn't stop scoring in the Champions League. It's absurd.
They are going to, I believe, just Mbappe and Haaland just going to carry this new era of football. I mean, like, you know, because Ronaldo and Messi are just getting old. They're going to retire eventually. So just to see Mbappe, Haaland fill in like, no one can replace Messi, Ronaldo. But like, it's just going to be like a new era. We're just going to have to get used to the new era, like the new youngsters coming in and all of that. Sevilla managed to pick themselves back in the second half, but only Luke de Jong managed to score for the Spanish side. I mean, we could see Sevilla coming back, but I doubt it. I think Dortmund, like 3 away goals, that's just good for them. That's really solid.
Dortmund's playing at an extremely high level right now.
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see if they can.
And Chelsea against Atletico Madrid ended in a 1-0 win for Chelsea. This was from a bicycle kick from none other than Olivier Giroud in the 68th minute.
That goal was brilliant.
I agree with you. That was a phenomenal win for Chelsea. They absolutely deserved it. They dominated the match. Atletico Madrid played with a 6-3-1 formation with 6 in the back, and they just couldn't stop Chelsea. And
I think they relied, like, think about with why Atletico Madrid struggled. They relied so much on their counterattack, and it was just too slow. And with Chelsea running 3 at the back, it was too much defense, and the counterattack just didn't work.
I definitely think that some problems with Atletico Madrid. I mean, one is definitely Marcos Llorente playing as a right back in this game. I didn't think that was a big a wise decision from Diego Simeone. I think we've seen Llorente like now been so adjusted. If he's not playing as a center forward, he's playing as a right winger or a right mid, or even simply just a center mid. But playing him as a right back, I think it's like you're not gonna see him push as much as he usually is, and like I think he's just phenomenal with the ball. And Chelsea just brilliant though.
Chelsea dominated possession.
They dominated absolutely.
I'll give credit to Giroud. That goal was amazing. He was absent in the first half, and I was like, is Tuchel gonna take him out? Tuchel kept him in, and sure enough, bicycle kick.
Underrated, absolutely.
Thank you, VAR.
Yeah, that was like a little like confusing because I saw the goal and I'm like, wait, that's offside. But then you got to look at it through certain angles, and you see that Mario Hermoso, like the defender for Atletico Madrid, it deflected off of him. So then that technically wasn't offside, and then it did count.
Stood.
Yep. And it took like a few minutes for them to make that call. Next game, Bayern Munich against Lazio ended in a 4-1 win to Bayern Munich, the holding Champions League winners. Lewandowski, Jamal Musiala, Leroy Sané, and Francesco Acerbi scored an own goal, and Joaquin Correa scored for Lazio. This is game over for Lazio.
Lazio is done.
I do not see them coming back in the second half, in the second leg, especially in Germany. Like, no, just not
happening. Lewandowski's unstoppable. Leroy Sané has been in really, really good form right now. He scored this game. He had that amazing assist against Frankfurt, even though they lost. He's been playing well.
And I think Bayern look like strong candidates to like win this Champions League again. They're always candidates, but I think with this win, like this heavy win, I mean,
in such a shaky year, like this is kind of where like the top teams like are the only ones who've like maintained and like understand how to like play composed football in the Champions League. So they can definitely do it. They're contenders. Obviously, we'll see Manchester City soon play against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. Bayern Munich, though, definitely contenders.
Definitely. And yeah, enough said. I mean, Jamal Musiala, 17 years of age, becomes Bayern's youngest ever scorer in the Champions League history.
They just keep bringing up new players that will continue to shine. And yeah,
we're gonna go into the U.S. men's national team now. First up on our list, we've got Tyler Adams, who got an assist in that 3-0 win for Leipzig over the weekend. Jordan Morris, this is like really unfortunate. He's out with a season-ending ACL injury for Swansea City. We wish him a speedy recovery. I mean, this was like a short loan for Jordan Morris. I mean, just 6 months. But like, it's just sad to see it come to an end, you know?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, now he should be expected to come back to Seattle Sounders. And to see him in the Prem, that would have been like nice.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he'll get his shot once he's fully back in form.
Absolutely. Chris Richards stars as a center back for Hoffenheim in their 4-0 win against Josh Sargent's Werder Bremen. This is like a collision between two Americans. They collided, like literally collided. Chris Richards did get the best of Sargent with a tackle. Timothy Weah scored in Lille's loss in that 2-1 win for Ajax in the Europa League. Brendan Aronson continues to show his talent with RB Salzburg in their 4-2 win against Rapid Wien. Hopefully we get to see Salzburg again in the Champions League next year, and we could see Brendan Aronson score.
He's been playing really well right now,
and we could see him like in the Champions League, another American in the Champions League. We hope, in terms of Brendan Aronson. Serginho Dest continues to improve on the pitch for Barcelona against PSG and against Cadiz. Dest is arguably the best defender that Barcelona has right now.
He's a good right back, yeah.
In terms of like the back four that they have right now between Alba, Piqué, Lenglet, and Dest, I think he's best out of all of them. I mean, he's proven his quality. He's the future of Barcelona.
He is the future of Barcelona.
He's young. I mean, Alba's getting old, Piqué's getting old, Lenglet is like losing his confidence.
And Lenglet is not a number one center back there.
Yeah. And so I think Serginho Dest being right back, I think that's going to be just a solid, he's going to stick to that position for quite a while. So we'll see the best of Serginho Dest at Barcelona. Daryl Dike made his first start for Barnsley and played a part in the second goal against Brentford in the English Second League. Weston McKennie scored in Juventus' 3-0 win over Crotone in the Serie A. He even did the Harry Potter celebration. You love to see it. It's like that's become like his signature celebration now.
His third goal for Juventus. It's definitely exciting to see how he's evolved so well into that league, and he's a consistent starter for Juventus.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about the U.S. men's women national team quickly. In the She Believes Cup, they did defeat Canada 1-0 with the goal from Rose Lavelle, and they defeated Brazil 2-0. So back-to-back clean sheets. Christian Press and Megan Rapinoe scored for them, and they are first right now in their table with 6 points. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the show for today. Thank you guys for listening. We hope to catch you next in the next episode of The Soccer Show.
And that's been it. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
You know, he's a genius. He can do special things with the football.
Ball still in there. Pulisic! Hat-trick!
This one drops in. And forget away.
Golazo! Golazo! Golazo!